Hello Pisces, welcome to Lotus Heart Tarot. I'm so happy to have you guys here. Today we are going to dive right into your reading. If you are new to my channel, just please keep in mind these are general readings. So take what resonates and leave the rest. You guys, I did record a reading for you yesterday. It just has not been able to upload. So you might get two readings today. I don't know. I did do a special reading also for my members yesterday on my new membership channel. If you're interested in joining that, there's a link in the description box, and hopefully I'll remember to put a link in the comments as well. But I'm really excited. Just the vibes over there are really good already, and just so much love and gratitude. Anyway, all right, here we go. Let's dive in. For Pisces, please, Spirit. Wow, I mean, my God, these two cards go together like peanut butter and jelly. Honesty and transparency. Yeah. You know, I just got the whole is only as strong as the sum of its parts. Okay, don't know what that's all about, but there is this energy of, you know, I would rather get a dirty truth than a pretty lie. Like, I would rather that you just tell me how it is, just inform me so I can make my own decision, rather than string me along or lead me to believe, or, you know what I mean? Like, you know, maybe in this moment I'll be upset with whatever you say to me, but in the end, I will be grateful for the transparency. I will be grateful that you told me the truth. I will be grateful that you showed integrity and let me make the best decision for me, knowing the truth. You know, because people, when they string you along, when they make you believe certain things and then they don't show up for that, or, you know, maybe that's what they wish or they want, but they're saying it like, no, it's happening. And then they really don't have the capacity to make it happen. They're just prolonging the suffering. They're just prolonging the pain. If you tell me up front now, before we've really invested, or before, you know, just now, whenever now is, even if I have invested, with the moment you figure something out, like, just tell me, right? I don't know. This is whatever this is strong. So for some of you, you may be coming together with someone, and this may be a big topic of conversation, being really honest and very and truthful. Like, please just don't tell me things that you think I want to hear, because the only thing that I want to hear is the truth. And this connection can only be as strong as we empower it to be by, you know, things like honesty. You know, because if something is based on lies, or something, if there are lies that are floating around in a relationship, it starts to erode it from the inside out. And it's hard enough to be in a place where it's like you and me against the world, and I trust you implicitly to be my teammate in this journey. But it's another thing entirely when you're believing that you are in a strong connection, and that it is the two of you against the world. And it turns out there's this lie and that lie, and, you know, this person has to cover that up, or has to, you know, it's a slippery slope. Anyway, again, you're getting the card of strength. So 2 strengths on the bottom of the deck. Pisces, whatever this is that you're facing, and I feel like it is the beginning of a new relationship, if you want to be, like, I think it is. You have the strength to deal with it. It literally says, this challenge will make you stronger. You will get through to the other side. Look for the gifts in this situation. You have polarity, which for me in this moment is giving me the energy of 2 separate things trying to come together from their separate places and to join together. That's what I feel. It's giving me almost like Chariot vibes. Integrate your shadow side. There will be no light without dark. Understand the law of polarity. Well, that's true. You know, nothing in this world exists without, like, in its own sort of space, in oneness, you know, other than everything is one. But where everything is a duality, it's all on a spectrum. If we didn't have the shadow, light would have no form. Light would have no meaning. We would just be like blissed out all the time. And what would be the purpose of being alive? You know, isn't that like Wall-E or something where, and it's not even that those people are blissed out, they're actually miserable, but they don't have to lift a finger. They don't have to do anything. They don't have to suffer. They don't have to struggle. But life has no freaking meaning when you take away all of those things. And so, there is this may challenge you, and it may challenge parts of you that, you know, maybe you thought were healed, or maybe you thought, weren't affecting you. You know what I mean? There's something here that challenges those things. But, you know, when something is challenged, that's when you know what it's made of. That's when you know how strong it is. So it's not that we're supposed to be afraid of challenges. Like, we do have what it takes. This is interesting, okay? I'm getting the feeling of, you know, having an opportunity to really trust somebody. So I have the feeling that there is a relationship coming in here. And that trusting someone like fully and wholeheartedly is maybe a little bit harder than we think it is. Or, you know, it's more challenging. You have hope. Stay positive. The worst is behind you. Look up to the light. Yeah, something's coming in. Hope always makes me think of the Star card energy. There's something that you've really wanted. But oftentimes when we get something that we really want, it does come with a challenge. And a lot of times the challenge is, you know, a lot of people really struggle with being happy, you know, with allowing themselves to be happy. We think, oh no, I'll have no problem with that. But I always find it so crazy when that card comes up. Like, I don't know that many people that receive edible gifts for it to be a card in a deck, but I don't know. So Pisces, we have this like karmic relationship and running away from problems. So for some of you, I honestly feel like you may have been in a karmic relationship, or there was a karmic cycle to a relationship where, you know, someone kept getting triggered and someone may have continuously run away. It can be that this person is coming back around and they are telling you, okay, listen, I'm going to be totally truthful with you. You know, this is a very strong connection and I believe we can make it. Like, I want to try to do this thing. I really do. And it could be something that you've wanted to hear for a really long time. But it's really hard to trust someone who has, anytime there's been a problem, has run away. Because you're just holding your breath until the first problem comes. And it's hard to really allow yourself to kind of truly invest in the situation when you're sort of almost like with bated breath thinking, well, the first sign of trouble, you're going to be hitting the road. You know what I mean? This edible gifts it's giving me like, I feel like this person's intention really is to show up for you. And let me tell you, if this is not a past person, if this is a new person, then I feel like this is an energy where you have just gotten out of a relationship where someone continuously ran from problems and you didn't have the opportunity to work through them or talk through them. There is a certain level of trauma that's associated with that, where it's like, we didn't even try. We didn't even make the effort here to somehow really make this work. And when you have that deep feeling that it could work, if you could just say something, or if you could just work through it, or if the person would just show up so you could talk about it, be honest about it, face it together. It can be really hard to then just sort of let it go without ever getting that opportunity. And so then it's like, okay, in comes someone new, and you want to build with them and you see the potential with them, but your last experience where you felt this way, the person bolted and you just had to kind of eat it and sit there and be like, okay, I just need to let this go. I have to work through this on my own. Okay. You know what I mean? You're kind of leery to take that chance again. But I could see it both ways, a past person or a new person. I do feel like you work through it and you get to a place of hope, but I feel like there is a relationship that seems like everything that you want that actually feels like a challenge. You with you. Actually, I'm just gonna take a couple on this. Don't worry, my love. We will see each other again soon. Okay. See, there's definitely for some of you a past person. I just couldn't find the right words to say. My mind has tripped on doubt. My thoughts are trapped in my throat. My ego is now stripped. I'm very weak. How do I heal? I'm at my lowest right now. Please send me your love. You will always be what I hold in my heart, even though you feel so far away. I'm waiting. Please be bold and make the first move. When you do, I can see our hearts shining brightly. All right, Pisces, you just take what resonates and leave the rest. I generally, feel like if someone's not going to be brave enough to make the first move, they're probably not going to be brave enough to stand in the arena when there's a problem. So I typically, feel like it's best to just let them find the courage and strength to come back around. But you take what resonates with you, and you always listen to your own intuition. All right. Spirit, what can you tell us? What can you tell us about this situation? Just a general energy of the situation, please, Spirit. Damn, you guys, the third time you're getting a strength card. Wow. Lord have mercy. I feel that there could be someone from your past, potentially a Leo, who is trying to find the strength within themselves to really take a chance here, to take the leap of faith. And I think it's a leap of faith that in some way they have been avoiding. When the Nine of Cups on the bottom of the deck, Pisces, I feel like your own emotional contentment is something that feels really good for this person to be in the presence of. I think, though, that they are probably typically someone who is not used to being in healthy connections. There's, with the Strength card here, the Strength is the antidote to the devil, in my opinion. And so when I see this Strength card here, and especially like in this particular case, I can feel the other side of it. The darker side, the devil side. And when you have Strength coming out 3 times, this is a major, major theme. There is someone that is trying to find the strength to overcome the things that have held them back. With the Judgment here, possibly because they want a reconciliation. And with the Fool card, it's because they know they're going to have to take a complete leap of faith. This is like, I can't have any complicated situations in my life. I can't, be somewhat sure. I can't, it almost feels like, I have done this too many times to Pisces, or I if I, like, it's all, I just feel like this is my last chance. Like, if I don't actually show up and I don't actually have the strength to commit to taking the total leap of faith here, then I can't come forward. But with that 9 of Cups, I feel so magnetically drawn to it. I feel so like, you know, there is a contentment, there is a strength, there is a stability, there is this, it almost feels like you know, like they almost see you as like unshakable. But although I feel with the Fool card, they know they have shaken you in the past. They know that they're half-assed, like halfway in, halfway out kind of thing has shaken you in the past. But it's like, it almost feels like you come back stronger every time. And it's like, this person has never understood how to do that. They don't know how. And I think that what causes them to run is sort of almost the lack of toxicity, the stability, the strength, the sense of peace that occurs here. You know, and nines are endings, you know, 9s are completions. And I feel like with the 0 and the 9, there's just this energy of, you know, I cannot go in there again in a 4 of Cups kind of energy, or a 5 of Cups kind of energy. Like, I regret what I did to you, Pisces, or I'm really bored, nothing's the same without you, Pisces. Like, that can't be my motivation. My motivation has to be, I am free and clear, and I have found the strength and the courage within me to take this leap of faith. I am not coming in to disturb your peace or to take you out of this space of emotional contentment. I'm here to join you in it. Wow. You have the 2 of Coins in reverse, the 8 of Coins upright, and the 9 of Wands upright with the King of Coins upright. This is somebody who has been wishy-washy in the past. This is someone who's been really up and down in the past, probably. For some of you, you can look at it this way, that when I'm saying this person has been like this in the past, you can look at it this way, as in, this is what you have experienced from other people in the past, and this is a new person coming in a new energy, okay? But just for the sake of not making it a confusing listening experience, I'm just gonna really sort of focus on a past person, because I feel that very strongly. But I do also feel that this is like having someone new coming in and having to find our own strength to sort of give it really a full chance, and to really trust somebody, and to really open up to somebody, and to really let somebody in, okay? So you have this energy of the 2 of Coins in reverse. This person who has typically shown up imbalanced, or has, you know, sort of been walking this line between love and fear, and what they're prioritizing and how they're making their decisions. And in truth, it probably leaned much harder toward the fear spectrum than the love spectrum. They have been working on themselves. They're recognizing how imbalanced and how unreliable they really were because of this energy. And with the 8 of Coins, this is where it's like, you know what, there's nothing left for me to do but focus on my own strength, but focus on what is making me act this way, what is making me feel so afraid that I can't choose love. And with the 9 of Wands, you know, the 9 of Wands is that wounded warrior card, but in this particular deck, it always makes me feel like someone who is willing to stand in there and fight, someone who is willing to persevere, someone who really is so sure about what they want that it's motivating them to overcome whatever they've experienced in the past. And so these 2 cards together, the 8 of Coins and the 9 of Wands, they came out together. It's an energy of, you know, whatever has made me run away in the past, I know that I have to fix it, because I know that what it's going to take for me to experience what I really truly want to experience, another 9 here, another completion, is for me to be able to fight for this, is for me to be able to overcome what I have experienced and release it and let it go and say, you know, this is something new, this is something different, and I want a different experience here. So I'm working to master myself so that I don't get triggered when things happen that that would typically make me get a little shaky and run. With the King of Coins on the bottom of the deck, this is someone who's showing up reliable. This is someone who, you know, when you have this type of confidence of the King of Coins and this type of surety about yourself of like, you know, I am someone who, you know, has the strength to find a way to be abundant or to, you know, I have everything I need. You know, it's like a complete lack of a scarcity mindset, like not to go negative to explain something positive, but that's the change. That's the difference. It's like this person has released the scarcity mindset. You have to in order to experience abundance. You can't experience true abundance when you're going, things don't usually work out for me. You know what I'm saying? When you're holding on to an old narrative that deals in scarcity mindset, the fear always comes from the scarcity mindset, the ego trying to protect us from having a loss or suffering any kind of loss. So with the King of Coins energy, this is someone who's showing up, who's ready to commit and who's really bringing it to the table. For some of you, this may be that they are feeling more confident financially, and that may have been part of the problem in the past. Something may have happened. I am getting, for some of you, they may have inherited something, or there's something that's bolstering their stability here that's external, that's in the material world, I feel like. I'm not quite sure what that is, but it feels like something that's just coming in towards them now. Could be a new job. Or it could be a raise or a promotion, or like maybe they were someone that was paying into their retirement fund and never checked it and didn't really know what it was worth or what it was doing or whatever. And then they, oh geez, yeah. And then they took a look at it and were like, oh, I actually have money, or, oh, you know, this is what this is what I've been doing. Okay, you guys, you're getting the Moon and the Devil. This is always kind of a frightening conversation, right? Something that we can't see and something that's toxic. But for me, this is really giving me the shadow side. And, you know, it's that energy of the devil is only as strong as we allow the devil to be in our life. You know, it is a toxic pull. It is something, there's always going to be that slippery little voice that sneaks into our head that tells us, well, what if it doesn't work out? Well, what if you embarrass yourself? Well, what if you fall flat on your face? Well, what if, well, what if, well, what if? But if we don't give that voice any power, if we're like, what if it does happen? Who cares? Then I laugh about it, I learn something from it, and I move the fuck on, you know? Like, okay, so what if it does happen, you know? If you don't care, if you can set aside your ego to the space where you can say, okay, if it does happen, it does happen. I literally, the New York Knicks were eliminated from the NBA championship. I know you guys are like terribly interested in all this, but I am a Celtics girl and my Celtics are killing it. Oh, I love them. Anyway, I saw in my Threads feed this morning, one of the Knicks players was talking and he said, you know, it's always hard to lose. But my parents always told me the most important thing is to like get out there and play the game. And if you win, great, that's awesome. But if you lose, learn from it. Like, that's all you got to do. You know, you don't need to dwell in it. You don't need to think you're a loser because you lost a game. This is me talking, not that player. But you see what I'm saying? It's like if losing has value, which learning is a value, in my opinion. And then that value makes the pros list bigger than the cons list, which is like embarrassing yourself, or, you know, not winning, or whatever. You know, you've still made it to the championships, to the NBA championships. You are among the elite in this really intense sport. You know, and it took you your whole life to get here. There were a lot of wins and losses that got you to this championship time. And my boys, oh man, I really think they're going to win it all. Oh, I do. Tatum is so good. And D White, and my Jaylen Brown, they snubbed him in the NBA all team. Oh, I was so upset. Anyway, there are wins and there are losses, and sometimes it works out for you, and sometimes you get the recognition. And honestly, I think every Celtic deserved to be on that team, and then he didn't get it. But they can't just make it a Celtics team, because what would be the point of that? We're watching the Celtics every night. Anyway, but Jaylen Brown had an outstanding night last night, and I was so proud of him. Anyway, the thing is, you are going to win and you are going to lose, and when you are not like trying to hide from it, when you are not trying to avoid it, when you are like, okay, you know, I just accept that that is part of life, because it is. That the Wheel of Fortune tells us that. And you know, there's just so much about this that is just in the energy right now of like, there's even this like story about, well, instead of telling the whole story, I'm just going to sum it up like this. When you really look at fear, when you really look at what you're afraid of, and you look at what that fear is costing you, that fear is never worth it. And it only has the power that you give it. Fear is an illusion. And so when you look at it, okay, let's say I go for Pisces and it doesn't work out, and I give it my best shot, and I give it everything that I have, and, you know, it ends up that, you know, we cannot make it work. With our best efforts, we cannot make it work. Okay, so it's gonna hurt. I'm sure it will hurt for a moment, but if the overall thing that you can say is, I took the shot, I gave it everything I had, and I missed. You don't have to live with the lifetime of regret of, I was too afraid to pull up and take the shot. So there's this energy of, you know, sometimes we're running from things. But if all we did was just stop and look at it and face it and look it directly in the eye and say, what is this thing costing me? It's costing me precious time with Pisces. And what is it really that I'm afraid of? And okay, let's say the worst does happen. Am I going to survive it? And is there any positive that could come even if the worst happens? Yes, yes, and yes, right? So, you know, that is how we eliminate that Two of Coins. That's what we do. That's how we show up as the King of Pentacles. But what it does require is not having a scarcity mindset. Because if you have a scarcity mindset, your fear of losing will override any other voice that you have. You know, that's telling you it'll be okay regardless. Because that scarcity mindset, and it's hard, especially if you grew up with childhood insecurity or instability in any kind of way, it's hard to quiet that voice. But that voice is a very convincing and a very loud voice that will tell you every time, like, no, if you lose, you will not recover. That's where scarcity comes from. But again, that's giving this toxicity all of your power. So, you know, eventually we can stop running, and eventually we can turn and we can face it. And that's how we bring about this ending. And you can see you have this hope card here, and you have this 3 of Wands card here. And the 3 of Wands is that energy where we are looking toward our future. We've decided already with the 2 of Wands what we're committing to, the path we're committing to, the choice we've made at the crossroads. And with the 3 of Wands, that is us standing there with almost kind of the expectation that it's going to work. You know, we're just waiting for the ship to come in. So it is a hopeful and it is an optimistic energy. And it is an energy, though, that kind of is one that it takes as long as it takes for the ship to come in, but we know it's coming. We're not in a scarcity mindset. We're not fearing that it's all going to fall apart. We're not fearing, well, what if I do get what I want? And so a lot of times when you are dealing with a situation like this, the honesty and the transparency is so important. Because if someone can come to you and tell you, like, I'm really afraid, this is what the voice in my head is telling me. You can reassure them. You can do acts of service. You know, I talk about this a lot, attachment style, attachment style, attachment style. But you can Google attachment styles and familiarize yourself with your own attachment style and familiarize yourself with your person's attachment style. And there are all kinds of amazing research and articles and videos that can help you work through attachment style. Attachment style is not a life sentence. It's something that you can move toward the secure energy, right? So, but you have to have someone who's willing to participate. And in order for someone to be willing to participate, they have to be willing to look their fear in the eye and choose to close out that sort of scarcity mindset and look toward the future with hope and optimism. With the 8 of Wands, this is the energy of moving forward with, you know, no resistance toward success and victory, toward that point on the horizon that we're choosing. And it also is an energy of communication. So once this person closes this out, once this person looks their fear in the eye, and it's, you know, just stops running, turns around and faces it, then it looks like they may communicate. They may have the strength to communicate. And remember, when we got this card, I'm waiting, please be bold and make the first move. And I told you then that, you know, typically when someone isn't willing to be brave and courageous and make the first move to even get the ball rolling, they're not going to have the courage and strength to stand there when there's a problem, especially when historically they have run when there's a problem. And you need them to come so that you have some modicum of trust by their own action that they will be willing to work through it. So I feel with this honesty and this transparency, this 8 of Wands and all these other cards, I'm getting the vibe that there is going to be a major heart-to-heart conversation coming up, Pisces, for you and someone. It's either a brand new person or it's a past person who has been a runner. And if it is a new person, they may come in and say, you know what, historically, I've either dealt with this or I've been this person. And because of that, it's honesty and transparency are the most important things to me. And, you know, with the 8 of Wands, this is like a back and forth communication that's happening equally and in kind of like quick succession. So there is, you know, there is a lot of hope here because, you know, if you can say, oh, yes, I've experienced that as well. And, you know, it affected me in this way. Then you know what you're looking for in the other person and what the other person is looking for in you. And that can go a long way to moving you both toward a more secure attachment style or even a feeling of strength in the connection or in the relationship. And in a way, for some of you, it can make these past experiences, I don't want to say worth it, but it can make these past experiences, it can alchemize them into something positive for you beyond even the lessons that you learn. It can give strength to what you're dealing with now instead of weakness. But it does require alchemy, right? Changing something from something into something else. All right, I am gonna, right after this, we're gonna look at this person's thoughts and their feelings, okay? Yeah, see, this person was protecting themselves against suffering, all right? And what is suffering? Suffering a lot of times is what we tell ourselves. It's the story we tell ourselves. It's those freaking swords right there, you guys. And so when we're trying to protect ourselves against suffering, we build up these barriers because we take things on as a threat. And no matter what you say to try to bring peace to the situation or try to relieve someone's fear, if this is the energy that they're in, you can't reach them. You can't get through to them because people only hear what they want to hear. And when they're trying to protect themselves from suffering and you've presented yourself as a threat because they have feelings for you, they're not going to hear what you say. There's nothing that you can say that's going to calm them. There's nothing that you can say that's going to make them set that aside. That is an internal decision that they have to do with themselves. And, you know, with this Four of Wands on the bottom of the deck, for some of you, this is an incredibly strong connection. It could be a twin flame or a deep soul connection, however you like to view it. But there is just this energy of, you know, what is the foundation of this connection? If the foundation is, you know, someone is showing up who's in a place of peace, who's ready to move forward with the connection, who's ready, you know, who's ready for it. And you have somebody else who's in an energy who is trying to prevent their own suffering. And that's their main way of navigating. Then the foundation of this connection is based on me putting forth a lot of effort trying to convince you that I'm not going to hurt you or that I'm safe or that you can trust this. And really, when you have to convince somebody of something or when you have to, you know, go to these great measures to do that, oftentimes it's just not going to work because the problem isn't that you're not a safe person. The problem is that this person is so afraid of suffering, and them having feelings for you creates a threat to suffering that could later turn into suffering, right? It does not matter because the threat will not be relieved until the threat is gone. So that's the foundation, okay? And with the Four of Wands, this oftentimes happens in deep soul connections because that's part of the purpose of them, is for us to face this, for us to learn this, for us to understand this, for us to face our own shadows, for us to have moments of awareness about ourselves so that we can, you know, disassemble these layers of protection and open ourselves up to experience all of life. Okay, so let's look at this person's thoughts right now. Yeah, this person knows that you're a soulmate. Oh, look at that, the Queen of Cups. Oh, wow. See, so this person is understanding that this thing is going to be over if they don't alchemize the energy, if they don't step into their own power and use the tools that they have instead of running and hiding. It's over. You know, death is an energy, a little bit of running and hiding. You know, it's like you can't be in a relationship or in a connection when you're running away from it. I mean, you can because there are all kinds of other energetic laws involved, but, you know, it's not going to grow. It's not going to come into its highest and best, right? If we're running away from it. So something has to end here so that someone can step into their power and show up. And with the Queen of Cups here, I feel like this person understands that what you are offering them is unconditional love, and that you are a nurturer, you are a lover, and that you are intuitive, and that you probably sense what is going on with them and what their issues are. Whether, I mean, you may have known before they did. Because this person definitely views you as a soulmate. And you know, if you stop and think about that, if you stop and think about, well, what is a soulmate? It's someone who's here to teach me something. Well, what am I supposed to learn from this person? Like, once you just start unpacking that, once you just start asking those questions, right? It becomes, and you know, it becomes evident. The answer is easy to find. The problem is a lot of times we're afraid to ask ourselves those questions, especially when we are someone whose mentality is, I have to protect myself from suffering. But with death, this is saying I need a rebirth. Like if I can't keep going the way that I'm going because it's not netting me the results that I want. And this is my opportunity. And with the Magician, it is going to require me to get empowered and to step into my highest and best and to utilize all of the tools at my disposal. So this is on this person's mind. What are they going to do? What are they going to choose? Are they going to keep running? Are they going to keep experiencing the same thing over and over again? Or are they going to step into their power? That's their choice. In their heart, they've already made the choice. Wow. All right, in the heart space, we have the Hierophant in reverse, the Seven of Cups in reverse. We have the Four of Coins upright and the Queen of Wands upright. Their heart just can't let go of wanting this. Their heart just can't let go of the desire they feel for this relationship, for you, that you are the one that they want. With the Hierophant in reverse and the Seven of Cups in reverse, there is this energy of, it is possible that this person, this can be where they have like community or family or, you know, could be work rules and regulations, things like that, that, that prevented them from making a move. With the Seven of Cups, there's a lot of energy of like, how will people look at me? There's a fear and an illusion of, if I choose this connection over this sort of routinized rule situation, I could look debaucherous, or I could look, the Seven of Cups in a lot of cards, in a lot of decks is like the debauchery card. And with the Hierophant here, it's like, you know, it's almost like an exaggerated element of it. It's like, yeah, I could look bad. For other people, there is a fear around commitment just in general, where the moment it comes to this place where it's like, okay, you know, now is the natural organic place where most people commit to each other or go to a deeper level of commitment. In this person's heart space, they may have had a lot of fear and illusion around it, where their mind kicked into overdrive and they were like, okay, well, what if I like move in with this person and then we break up and then I have to find a new lease, a new place, I have to move, I like couldn't afford that, or I, you know, like they emphasize all the things that could go wrong and sort of prioritize that over the opportunity that's in front of them. They make a bunch of mountains out of molehills kind of a thing. And who am I to call it a molehill? But that's really how it feels with the Seven of Cups here. So with Justice though, it's like when you can't let go of something because you desire it so much, because your heart wants it, and you can't let go, then your only alternative is to deprioritize the things that are stacked against it, your fear and your illusion, right? About whatever, that something else is more important than this, or that, you know, all of these things could go wrong, or, you know, it's kind of endless with the Hierophant and the Seven of Cups. But we have to choose what, honey, no. My girl is going for my plant, you guys. Hang on, let me just, don't mess with my plants. Okay, my plants are also living things, girlfriend. Yeah, you can make friends with a plant, but you can't mess with it, okay? All right. But anyway, this person is making some kind of major decision around this with Justice in their heart space. And it's kind of like, well, if I can't let go of this person because I want this person so much, they are the object of my affection, then I have to let go of the other. And with the Hierophant and the Seven of Cups being in reverse, that feels like the decision this person is leaning toward. They're still contemplating it because all this energy is still here, I feel. Also with the Hierophant, it is something major. It can even be this person's faith, you know, their religion or their spirituality. Okay, so in their intentions, they're trying to make a choice, right? Two of Wands. We've got this major crossroads that we're at. And, you know, this person is wanting to choose following their heart with the Knight of Cups. And with the Lovers on the bottom of the deck, this is the soulmate relationship. But, you know, this Knight of Cups just doesn't feel like he's moving. He just doesn't feel like he's going anywhere. So let me just clarify this. Wow, King of Wands. Okay, so this person, it feels like they're not going anywhere. It feels like they, with the High Priestess, I feel like you're not really talking to this person, or you're keeping it close to your vest. You're not really saying like, yeah, if you were to show up today, we could just, you know, be in a relationship, or it's like you're keeping a secret. Or they don't necessarily really know how you feel or what you're thinking right now. And with the Two of Wands in reverse and the Six of Pentacles in reverse, the thing that prevents this person from coming forward is the fact that they don't actually believe that either they have something to give the situation that could balance it out. Like there's a problem with their sense of self-worth. The problem is not with their desire. Their desire is all in. Their desire is all there. Their desire is the thing telling them to take action. But with the Two of Wands in reverse and the Six of Pentacles in reverse, the thing that is preventing them from being able to just say, I'm choosing this, is that they themselves do not feel like they can balance out with you. They don't feel like they have as much to offer as you have, or that, yeah, I mean, basically, it's a problem with self-worth. That's how I see it. The desire is totally there. Oy, Pisces. All right, let me get you some message cards. Your person, you know, if this reading is resonating with you, they're definitely working through some things, and they're definitely asking themselves questions and facing things that I feel like they have been avoiding. So while they may be in a frustrating place right now, it does feel like there is some type of progress being made. If you're dealing with a water sign, you're getting marriage. This relationship is moving toward a sacred union. Time apart, some distance will help bring clarity. Leap of faith, it's safe to make the move you're considering. I wish we could go back. You and I were too young. I left before you could leave me. All right, and if you're dealing with a fire sign, stability, this relationship can stand the test of time. I can't stop thinking about you. Support, lean on your inner circle during this time. I don't know what comes next, and so many things remind me of you. If you are dealing with an earth sign, you are getting go slow. Take time to get to know each other. You inspire me. I admire you. Self-care. Clear your energy field before acting. I compare others to you. Denial. Detach with love to clearly see the truth. And if you're dealing with an air sign, unavailable. This person is unable to give you all you deserve. I don't know why this happened. Vulnerability. You can be completely open with this person. Retreat. Time alone or in nature will help you recharge. Release. Radical acceptance and surrender can help you let go. And I am in a committed relationship. which may be the Hierophant in the heart space that's in reverse. You know, this person may have to let something go in order to come forward. All right, you guys, this is what I have for you. I really hope that it helps. I hope it brought you some peace and clarity. I'm sorry about yesterday. I don't know what happened, but like I said, you may, you know, if it ever posts, you'll get 2 readings today. So anyway, this is what I have for you. And if it resonates, let me know. Like, share, subscribe, comment. To those of you who have joined my membership channel, I am so, so, so thankful. And I am so excited about where this group is going. What a cool group of people we got going on over there. All right. And yeah, I don't know. I just might spontaneously do stuff over there that I wasn't expecting when I created it. I'm just letting it evolve the way that it wants to evolve. But I am super duper excited about it. And there are already readings posted over there. So anyway, if you'd like to join, there will be a link in the description box and in the comments. Only do what you feel guided to do. And gosh, guys, until next time, I send you off with all my very best. Always, always, always. Bye-bye.